Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Duel, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a back-to-back review of Sonic the Hedgehog. This time, I bring to you 1994 Sonic the Hedgehog 3 along with Sonic and Knuckles, which you can combine both games together to form one whole big game. Now, Sonic 3 was released in early 94, and about a little over half a year later, Sonic and Knuckles came out. Now, this game introduces us to Knuckles that I forgot how to pronounce that. My apologies, folks. Anyway, the gameplay is still the same as before. Now, unlike the other two games, you got a save feature, which is really good, and what have you. You also have other types of cool things besides your standard rings, which of course you get 100, you get an extra life. Another thing I forgot to mention in my reviews of the other two games. Now, you don't get a continue from doing that one again if you complete a stage. To get a continue is you have to get 50 rings in the Chaos Emeralds bonus stage, which is much more different, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Because they're both the same in both games. Now, you have some new icons, though. You also have the running shoes back, the extra lives. But now, you don't have the standard shield anymore. You now have 3 new shields. The fire shield, which you can do a double tap and you can charge at an enemy like a fireball. The electric shield, the lightning shield as it's called, it can protect you from various obstacles. And you can also use it it'll also work as a magnet to attract rings at you. And finally, the other one's the bubble shield, and that can protect you underwater. And that way you won't have to worry about getting air bubbles and what have you. It can also help you jump higher, and the lightning one can help you get a bit of a high jump too sometimes, I do believe. Yeah, I believe. Give me a moment. No, I'm sorry, my mistake. It's just the bubble shield that does it, or water shield. But the lightning shield can absorb enemy-based attacks and makes you just perfect. The same thing can also work for the water shield as well. The flame shield can also protect you from fire and whatever, but both that and the lightning shield are both ineffective in water. Anyway, you got old Robotnik again, ready to tackle you after you destroyed his death egg in the last game, and this time it's ended up on a mysterious floating island known as Angel Island, as Sonic and his partner and little buddy, Miles Tails Prowler, the two-tailed fox, return and head their way, but they run into Knuckles, who takes the Chaos Emeralds. As we see in a special opening scene, Sonic jumps off their biplane, becomes supersonic, and surfs across the sea and runs onto the floating island. But Knuckles catches them, they collide with each other, and loses Chaos Emeralds, and Knuckles steals them, and you're ready to go into the game with the Angel Island Zone. Now, unlike the other games, you still get the little spinning sign, which I forgot to mention in the other two games, which is what you finish, and the big egg machine, which you had to hit to release animals. That's something else I forgot to mention. Each time you feel Egg Belly, which you'll beat them in the second stage. Unlike the other two games, you have a sub-boss to beat at the end of the first act of his own. So be prepared for that. Anyway, after that, from there on, after you beat Robotnik in the first one, you'll head down and go into the Hydrocity Zone, which is pretty tricky. Then the Marble Garden Zone, which that's real challenging. The Carnival Night Zone, well, it's good in some ways, but it's tough. It's not as good as Carnival Night, though. It's alright and what have you. Then there's the Ice Cap Zone and Launch Base Zone. Anyway, once you get to that there, you'll finally reach Robotnik in the final confrontation. Let me tell you something. This took some time to beat, because if his spiked grabber machine grabs you, he'll make you lose your rings, and you gotta be real quickly. It hurts like So please be extremely careful. But you have to tap your jump button lightly to jump into him. Once he's leveled with you, you can't jump at him when he's floating with the spikes on the ground, so you have to proceed with caution. And that's how you do it. Anyway, now for the Chaos Emeralds, whenever you find a giant ring, you can use it to a giant gold ring. You can jump into it. It'll take you to one of the bonus stages. We have to turn all the blue spears red. Be careful though. There are bumper ones. If you bump into, that might cause you to go back and run into a red one, which will automatically end the round. Unfortunately, you'll still get some, but if you can do it in a correct pattern, the red balls will turn into rings, which will help you get through. And if you can get up to 50 rings, you get a continue. And if you can get all the blue spirits to go red without touching the one that just turned red, you will be rewarded with a Chaos Emerald. I've only completed half of those, but not all of them. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool and all. I did like Sonic 3. It was very fun, actually. And yeah, I would highly recommend the game. So you should check it out. And it is on those Sonic collections. Same with Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection. Now, another thing is there's the little things are the Chaos Emeralds. There's another bonus stage. There's two different bonus stages. One acts like a gumball machine where you can launch yourself up. There's bumpers there to keep you going. There's a clear one that gives you nothing. There's a ring one that gives you more rings. Let's see. Now, which is a gray ball. The pink ball has a 1-up. That's an extra life. The blue one with a B on is the bubble shield. The brown one with a B on. The brown one with a B is the lightning shield, and the orange ball with a B gives you the flame shield. And there's a green one. It shows the letters RIP, because if the staff springs this at the bottom, the shaft has disappeared once you start. A new set will replace them. But be careful, there's black ones. They'll propel you up or down. Now, also, if you can collect all the Chaos Emeralds, you will become Super Sonic again. Yes. In other words, but be careful though. If you could still lose a life in Super Sonic 1 if you get crushed or by walls or something, or if you're going up against Robotnik's spiked grabber, you'll still get caught and you'll be back to being regular Sonic. There's also another game, special stage, but that's bonus game, but that's really a little more trickier. So, that's about it. That's about all I can tell you about what I know of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So anyway, like I said, this is a game you should check out. Now, as for the next game after that, which of course is Sonic and Knuckles, it's a little bit of an adapter thing. You can play the game alone, but you can connect your original Sonic, Sonic 2, and of course Sonic 3 with it. And you'll be ready to tackle a real challenge. Now, and you can play alone. Well, not alone or whatever, and you can play as Sonic or Knuckles in this game. Now, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Now, if you're ready to hear what I think of this game, well, I'm about to give it to you. Now, of course, Sonic and Knuckles continues. Now, apparently, you're going into the game as Sonic. You just start. If you're Knuckles, you're just sitting there and you see a little robotic robot appear. A Robot Man, and soon you get started in Mushroom Hill Zone, the first stage. And then, of course, like the last game, you have a sub-boss in the first act, and then a robotic battle in the second one. After that, you go on through the next few, the Flying Battery, the Sandopolis, Lava Reef, Hidden Palace, and Sky Sanctuary. Which those are all you can complete with Sonic and Knuckles. But when you complete Sky Sanctuary with Knuckles, that's the end. But however, if you're Sonic, though, you go into the Death Egg Zone and then the Doomsday Zone, which can be a real challenge. Now, let me see. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, you'll have encounters with a new improved Metal Sonic, which is much more different than the one you fought in Sonic 2. And of course a big Doomsday robot that Robotnik's control, which that took me a lot of tries to beat. But let me tell you, this was even more challenging and what have you. Nevertheless, I can say that you can play through this if you add Sonic 3. It can still work with the first two, but it doesn't continue the story though. But with Sonic 3 and this game together, it will go on with the story together. So, and you can play Knuckles in Sonic 3. Anyway, and of course in the previous game, you do have those same bonus games. Well, the special stage, trying to collect the Chaos, to get the Chaos Emeralds by getting the blue orbs. And try to get them in a good pattern to turn them, not just red, but to turn them into rings. Again, you get to continue with every 50. Trying to see this. Yeah. Everything else is back as well. Another thing I forgot to mention in Sonic 3, it's also in this one, you gotta be careful for the Robotnik boxes. If you hit any of those, you may lose your rings, or if you don't have any, you could lose a life too. Anyway, that's about it. Oh yeah, here's the other bonus game you get in Sonic 3, the glowing spears. You'll start on a magnetic sphere, you must jump to higher spears and activate the flippers to reach the top. I really stink at that one. If you do this, you'll complete it, The force field that is rising from below will exit you out of the stage. So try to stay ahead of it. On your way up, you'll come across various malls containing prizes. And you can get anything. A shield, 10 rings, or an extra life, or nothing. So, anyway, but I think all that is good as well. I have been in it with both Sonic and Knuckles together. Well, I mean severally, but you get the point, okay, people? But I really like the games. They're both good. Now, if I had to pick a favorite stage though for Sonic 3, well, gee. I gotta go with Ice Cap. Ice Cap Zone is superb. Now, although Hydrosity and Hydrosity comes right behind it because I like the first song in it. Now the songs change different to make it, but they almost kind of sound the same. Almost, not every stage, but they're good though. Least favorite stage in Sonic 3, I'll have to go with Carnival Night. I do like it, but I don't hate it. It's just that I don't like doing some of those things, which is really tough. Okay, and now as for Sonic and Knuckles, though, gee, what? Well, I think Sky Sanctuary is a good stage, and I do like the Flying Berries as well. But if I had to pick least favorite, no, I do like the Death Egg Zone. That is really good too. It almost looks like you're inside the actual thing that this was paired after, the Death Star from Star Wars. But if I had to pick a least favorite from Sonic and Knuckles, well, I'd have to say, I gotta say Sandopolis. It's alright and all, but it has some really tough spots and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say Sandopolis is my least favorite stage in that one. And I don't hate it, but Lava Reef is pretty tough too, but it does have some good music too. But anyway, I give that one a shot too. Check out Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, or both of them together. If you have a Sega Genesis, you can combine both games together and you'll get one big experience. Yeah, so I'd recommend both games for certain reasons because they're both, well, not just because they're good, they just have a pretty good challenge and what have you. And one of them, the Sonic and Knuckles, is a little bit more challenging. Sonic 3 comes close, but still, they're both fun. They got good music. Enough said. Oh yeah, and of course you can, like the last game, crouch down and start your speeding. Yeah, and charge your way around, which is really cool. So anyway, that'll do it for my review of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Which of these games are your favorite? Which one do you like? Or do you like both games? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section. Excuse me. Like and subscribe as well by clicking the little button in the bottom right hand corner when it comes up. And be a part of the Big D Nation. Thanks again for watching, and if you liked what you saw, check out the other 3 Sonic vids I've done. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Sonic the Hedgehog for Sega Genesis. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I did earlier. And the bottom left-hand corner is my review of Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, which has now become the number one movie this week, and it's become the biggest opening for a video game adaptation of flick, surpassing Detective Pikachu. Just thought y'all know for fun. And anyway, I'll be doing some more Sonic reviews sometime in the future. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya, and I am up, over, and gone.